What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, saints and inks, and welcome to Lactic Acid. I'm your host, Dominique Smith. Today, first of all, let me just say this. I have told all the guests that have come on this show that you all individually are my favorite, but I have to tell you, you guys have been bumped down a notch because today's guest is a certified baller, shot caller, doing big things on and off the track, went from the O to the state of Michigan. But the reason why y'all had to get demoted a spot is because she is about that life. She is about that Go Knights charge on. She went to the school who held the 2017 national championship. That is the UCF Knights, my alumna. Baller, shot caller, certified legend in Night Nation. She got the same thing on. Listen, that's what I'm saying. The squad is ready today. She is none other than Miss Anne Marie Blaney. Anne Marie, appreciate your fellow Knight alumni. What's going on with you?
Thanks for having me, Dom. This is actually my first podcast ever. I've never been a guest on a podcast before, so I'm really excited that it's you and Lactic Acid. So
listen, I had to have greatness on the show. When I saw it, I was like, ain't no way. She has to come on the show. What do we have to do to get one of the legends of the UCF community? I almost screwed up. So Night Nation, forgive me. I almost said Golden Knight. But we ain't been to Golden Knight since 07. So, we bumped that. No, we started from the bottom. Now we're here. But yes, I was so pumped. I was like, oh man, another night doing it big. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But I have asked this question and this is my summertime question. And just, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about some stuff that only people who went to UCF or who visited UCF will understand as far as the lifestyle and just the Orlando scene. So, but hey, listen, 2024 marathon trials coming here. So we're going to give you something to look forward to, especially when Anne Marie takes off on everybody. But this question is my summertime question. So let's just say the good people at Food Network, as well as, I got it written down. I'm sorry, Ben and Jerry Food Network. They came together one day and they said, it's the summertime. It's hotter than Satan's toenails all around here. And so we need to give the people rather, a chance to relieve themselves of the heat with something refreshing in the news, and we're going to create a custom promotion celebrating the awesomeness of an individual. That individual is you. And so they're going to do three things for you. Well, two things, and then there's a bonus that's included in this. The first thing, the executive of Food Network said Anne Marie is about that Night Nation life. She probably had a second cousin or daughter or somebody in their family went to UCF, so she felt the connection. And so this is what they're going to do. They're going to fly out a chef. It don't matter who it is. It could be Guy. It could be Amanda Freitag, Alex Shelley, Bobby Flay, the person who beat Bobby Flay on his own show. One of them are going to go out and they are going to make you your own gourmet custom meal of your choice. And they're going to put it on every menu known to mankind that they're affiliated with. So that's what Food Network's going to do for you. Ben and Jerry had to get in on this. And so what they decided to do is they're going to make an ice cream in your honor. You got to pick two flavors. They're going to combine them into one. It's going to be sold everywhere. Lastly, there was a show back in the day called The Wild Thornberrys. And the main character, Eliza, had the opportunity, she had the power to talk to animals. That power that Eliza had is going to be bestowed upon you. You get to choose any animal that you would like to talk to. So we need the gourmet custom meal. We need the two flavors of ice cream combined into one, and the animal in which you'd like to talk to.
Oh, wow. I was wondering where this was going. Okay, so, custom meal. Mm-hmm. I feel like you can't go wrong with, I would love to have like the best chicken fingers and fries. Fried chicken all the way. Dark meat and seasoned fries would be my favorite. Two flavors
of ice cream.
I would do I would almost do dark chocolate and dark chocolate. Is that an option?
Charcoal, sure, that's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it,
Charcoal?
yeah, we're gonna call it charcoal because I've never heard of that much darkness in the chocolate variety. But I'm not here to discriminate or judge. I'm with it. That's your
Hey,
ice
you
cream
asked.
sister. Yeah, I did ask, and I'm with it. So let's go. Charcoal. That's the dark plus dark equals darker. So okay,
Yeah.
I'm with that. I'm with that. And so, what animal are you gonna talk to?
Uh, I think I have to go with a honeybee. And because I feel like anybody who knows me knows that I love bees. So I would talk to a honeybee because I feel like they operate in like the most crazy ways and they can't speak, but they can figure out how to they're like little GPS units, AC unit, like they do everything for themselves. So I just feel like they power our community too with pollinating crops and stuff like that. So I'm like,
Mm,
I want to hear more about their lives.
okay, that's an interesting answer. I actually like that. But now that you have the power to talk to honeybees, can you tell them to stop building hives at my house? Because I don't appreciate that. Because I'm not trying to get
Oh,
stuck.
let me come get them.
Yeah, come get them. They all yours. But listen, take them all. They got about 5 or 6 at the crib. Take them all. I don't want them.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yes. And it's so funny. They find places, and some of them are small hives, but it's like, okay, they tore down this hive. So let's go to another spot. And I'm like, can't you go to like my neighbor's house or something like that? Just like stop
No,
picking on
you
me.
have the good crib. They want to live there. I don't know
They
what you
up.
have there, but they like it. They like the
I don't.
view.
Well, if they not paying rent, they can't stay up in here or even on the outside.
That's
I actually got stung by a bee, so I'm a little, a little
you're over them.
salty.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was in Oregon. It was in Eugene at the Prefontaine Classic a couple years ago. I was covering the meet, and I thought it was an ant. And so you know how it is in Florida. You have little flies and the ants. They crawl up in the summertime.
Everything stings.
Yeah, well, it was a yellow jacket or whatever, and I went like that just to smash it or whatever, and it stung me. And it just went on about his no, it didn't go on about his business. I'm sorry. I hope this doesn't offend you, but I killed him. He died. He is
That's okay.
he's
It
with
happens.
Jesus up there. He up yonder. So I'm a little salty where the bees are concerned. But what I am not salty of is this chicken. This body was built on fried chicken. My quote: "Fried chicken is bad for the body, good for the soul." I have fried chicken shirts made, and I even have a show, a part of Lactic Acid, called A Bucket of Track Talking Fried Chicken, where we indulge in wings and just talk mess the entire time
Can
for
I
an
do that
hour.
one next?
You sure can. You sure can. Oh, when you come down for the marathon trials, let's do a live one at the plaza, at Knights Plaza.
Hey, let me know. I'll be there in December. So December,
Oh,
all
snap.
February. So
Oh, we are doing that live. Oh, man.
yes.
Or the updated student union, which I'm just going to say, whenever, if you visit UCF, you're not going to notice it. It
Really?
is,
It's been
it
a
is,
while. I don't even know if I've seen it.
we'll get to that in a second, but I went there last year and I was like, what is this? Like
Oh
anyway,
no.
back to the fried chicken stuff. Dark meat fried chicken. So you don't want, so like you want, I'm trying to figure out how that would work. Like dark meat chicken tenders. So what part? So like chicken thigh strips, essentially.
Honestly, honestly, any kind of chicken thigh.
Okay.
Chicken tenders are fine, but I spoke too soon. I love wing. I like it all, but preferably dark meat.
Okay. More flavor. Definitely. It renders the fat and dark meat whole seasoning. So listen, I'm not mad at that. Um, what's the best way to get it cooked?
Oh, fried
My
for
girl.
sure.
My girl. I told y'all had to be demoted because Anne Marie was goaded up in here.
I'm
I'm
a fried chicken connoisseur.
my girl. Gosh, we're gonna have to co-host this wing show. Where is your go-to chicken place?
I actually found a local place here called Bunkhouse Burgers that has like the best chicken sandwich.
Okay.
It just depends. I feel like I could almost categorize different kinds of chicken. Like
Mm-hmm.
Chick-fil-A is awesome, but I wouldn't put it in the same category as like chicken sandwich or wings. So like I could probably sit down and power rank all chicken with you because Publix chicken tenders are on there for sure. Um, any kind of dry rubbed wings, stuff like that.
Now
I
I
could
have to
rank them
decide.
all.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do part one on this show, and then the wing show, we're gonna do part two. We're gonna get to that in the middle of the show. You know what's crazy? The wings that I had, they sell wings and they sell chicken tenders. And for whatever reason, they have been slapping the past 2 months. Target. I never would have expected it. But they're $2 and like they're chicken. And I'm, anything that's like $2 because a half a chicken tender at Publix is $2.
Right.
So I was a little
But
skeptical,
they're
but I was
big.
like, but they're it's something. Little kick to it, which is totally cool. But I was like, yo, like, wow, this is really good. Like, I was shook. I was shook.
Where do they sell those? In Target?
There's a hot case. Okay, so it depends on the Target you go to. The one in Soto, there's a hot case by where they sell the deli meats and stuff.
Okay.
All the cold cuts. Anywhere near the cold cuts, there's going to be a hot case. And they sell chicken wings, they sell chicken sandwiches, they sell mini corn dog nuggets, they sell potato wedges, they sell boneless chicken.
Wow, you studied this.
I had to come ready. What else do they have? They got a lot of stuff. I was shook. I was like, okay.
I don't know if they've rolled that out here because I was at Target the other day and I saw only refrigerated.
Oh,
Not
wow.
chicken,
Nothing hot. What y'all doing in Michigan?
we don't have enough fried chicken up here.
That's a shame. That is devastating.
I know.
And so we're gonna get to, because I'm curious, how does Florida translate to Michigan in a second, but I have to control myself because I can do we're going to talk more about fried chicken later. It's because I'm curious to hear your rankings, but I need to set the precedent for this show, so I have to ask you this: is a boneless chicken wing, my girl, she gonna win. She gonna win. She gonna win. Nope. She gonna win the trials, and she gonna win the marathon in Paris and all that stuff. I'm just trying to tell you. Okay, we'll get to that later. I couldn't even finish the question if she knew what it was.
Oh yeah,
because that is just a hefty debate. People think that boneless wings are wings. I'm like, no, it's a nugget.
I've argued it before. One of my teammates here, Buffalo Wild Wings fan. So I say no.
No, it's no. What she says, go. So before we get caught up, because this is gonna be, I cannot wait to write the headline for this story. You graduated from the University of Central Florida, but after that, you are balling out in Michigan. The Hanson Brooks running squad, the legendary running squad, that is. And you balled out so much that you qualified not just for the trials, but you were the ninth American female to finish in that loaded field. So is it safe to say that I don't want to say the running life found you, but you've definitely had a good season so far? Is that like an understatement?
Oh no, definitely. This year has been amazing as far as, I mean, I ran my fastest half marathon, which was a good indicator for the Boston Marathon. And everyone said Boston's so hard, one of the toughest courses. And we previewed it. So I think my expectations for what the course would be like were up here. And I was like, you know what? It's actually not too bad, but you never know how a race day is going to go. Correct. And I think everything played out pretty well. I never looked at really who was racing. I knew there were a lot of heavy hitters in the race, but I was like, I'm just going to go out there and do my thing, run the pace that I want to, and kind of see what happens and hope that it's one of those magical days where everything just kind of flows. Because I think that's what keeps everyone in this sport. And my first two marathons really weren't that fabulous. So I was like, maybe this one will be the one. And yeah, I think I shocked myself a little bit, but I knew my training going into it was pretty good. So I'm pretty excited with how everything turned out. So
how did you get into the marathon game? Because you didn't obviously you ran, certain events at UCF, but that was a jump.
Yeah. So I feel like I've just always done long distance and been better at it. Actually at UCF, I feel like this like just solidified it. I want to say my freshman year, I asked my Coach Brown, if I could run the 100 like with my team and him. I was like, let's just do it after practice because he didn't like the idea because he was like, this is gonna get like my whole distance team injured. And we did it for fun, and I came in last. So I was like, you know what? Even if I'm playing around with these cross country girls and I come in last, that can't be a good sign for anything fast. So I'm definitely more like a metronome when it comes to hitting paces and things like that. And it just plays out better for 10Ks where it's 25 laps around the track, or marathons where it's 26 miles, just hitting each pace and clicking them off. So I just feel more comfortable doing that, I guess.
What's it been like training up there in Michigan and just kind of adapting to just a different style training, different lifestyle, and all of that?
Yeah, so I feel like I am a pretty flexible athlete. Um, I always follow basically what my coaches tell me to do. I definitely jumped to running 6 days a week to 7 days a week here, and upped my mileage gradually, which is kind of what I did in college anyways. So just kind of, I feel like my trajectory has just always kind of gone up, um, and just PR'd every year. UCF, I PR'd every year, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. But then I didn't know I could run professionally until my last year. And then I was like, you know what? There are teams out there. Like, let me see what I can do and who I can reach out to. And then I ended up moving to Michigan, which training has been a bit easier here as far as weather. Um, Winter is a little bit different. It has its own qualities that make it hard, but I mean, I used to get up at 5, 6 a.m. in Florida every day, just to get the runs in. Here we practice at 8, and so I'm getting more sleep and things like that. But yeah, we take on the ice no matter what. I've only
Would
ran on the treadmill a couple times here, so
would you prefer running on ice or running in humidity?
I'm gonna say if it's a constant, like it's ice the whole way or humidity the whole way, I might pick humidity
Mm-hmm.
just because ice, you don't know what's gonna happen. Like
Mm-hmm.
I am basically like waddling if I'm on ice. Because you don't know when one step and you're down.
That's it. That's night night. That's pretty much
Yeah,
how it
and then
is.
that's no more running.
No.
Humidity, I'll just stay in AC all day.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I
Basically.
like, yeah, people in the winter here, I feel like don't go outside. But in Florida, it's almost too hot in the summer to go outside unless you're by water. So
Oh
just the
God, yeah.
opposite seasons.
It's just like even today, I was saying this to some coworkers, I think earlier this week. It's like I was, gonna go out for a run, and then I walked outside,
That's what they
and
all say.
it was so hot. I'm like, it's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
We're like
Um,
5 hours too late.
yeah, but it's like I don't want to get up that early. That's early. Like that's 5 o'clock, especially now in Florida, bears are going places and stuff like that. I don't want to run with a
Everybody,
bear. Yeah, I'm
Florida
like
man, the people, the animals, they're
that.
everybody's everywhere.
Yeah, like I don't want to be a victim of Florida. Like that just cannot happen
I
when it
know.
comes
Me
to
either.
running. So I just stay inside and I stay asleep.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to send a brother a treadmill, the appreciation would be great, and we'll rock with that. Um, Speaking of Florida, UCF. So tell me, what was it like being a part of Night Nation, specifically on the track team? Because our track team is legit. It is legit, always has been, always will be. They're about to go um, to do some incredible things in this regional meet. But you were a part of an incredible lineage and an incredible squad um, at UCF, and you did amazing things while you were there. Tell me about your experience running in the 407, represent UCF. on the singlet and everything?
I loved it. I honestly couldn't have cooked up a better experience for a collegiate career. Um, Even through any adversity, like coaching changes or anything else that would happen, it didn't really matter. Those girls on my team were always ready to roll and give it their all. We made up some fun chants. Like I just loved the whole team atmosphere, and it definitely was unique being just a women's team and always having 40 friends to hang out with and do things with. And eventually I found myself in a leadership position and was team captain my last couple years, and I just got to meet so many amazing people that I'm still friends with today. And yeah, we all the championships that we got to be a part of, and all the ones that we won, and even the ones that we didn't win, were all so fun. And I definitely wouldn't have changed my career one bit.
One thing I'm curious of, let's talk a little bit of UCF. What was there that you remember when you graduated? Like what was like your
Well,
go-to spots? So I could tell you either what's not there or what is new.
yeah, it has been a while since I've been on campus. Are we talking like going out or just anything on campus?
So if you go out from, did you go to the library or Knights Pub or whatever?
The library was, so we started off with the library, and then there was Mad Hatter.
Okay.
Mad Hatter didn't make it.
I don't think the library
Then
is
there was
open now.
what?
I'm gonna double check.
How's
I
everyone gonna study?
No, I meant like the club, the library. But
I know,
she know.
I'm joking.
No, but no, you're actually kind of
Wait, there's
serious.
whole,
Let me
I
let me
think
double check
Pub
that.
was another one.
One of them are
Pub was
closed.
another one.
Oh
Stagger
God.
in. There we didn't have that many, but the ones that tried to survive, I think there was only two or three
Mm.
by UCF,
I
which
was
is crazy
told that,
about for a college.
which it is. I was told recently that Knight's Library was closed. No,
I
Knight's Pub,
mean, I guess
Knight's
I would be
Pub, Knight's
shocked.
Pub. No, Knight's Pub.
Okay.
Yeah, that one was closed. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
probably for the better.
listen, so many people in that little space. Like I was like, oh, it's not even a matter of like health. It's like if somebody's breath stink, then that's gonna travel for miles and miles throughout the club.
Yeah.
Um, we didn't have, like I said, we didn't have too much like off the club. Everybody had to go to downtown Orlando. UCF has expanded to downtown Orlando now. They have campuses downtown.
I mean, we
Like
got to
in
put
the
the
heart.
students somewhere.
Basically, pretty much. Um, but like on campus, like what was your go-to on campus? Because probably it's closed now.
I mean, I feel like they UCF stands for under construction forever. So a part of me wonders
Yeah,
if I even know where to park. I
you
lived
still
in
can't park.
Towers. Yeah.
Okay.
I lived in Towers, but they couldn't have torn that down.
No, no, no. Towers is still kicking. Towers is just still kicking.
What about Huey Magoo's and the Student Union?
The student union is a two. Okay, so they redid the entire student union. Okay, so remember there was an ice cream place or something like that there in the union.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. That's gone. That's a Chili's now. They put like this big old food court. It's all different. So there's a
Wait,
steak
what's
and
in it?
shake.
Don't tell me the good stuff is now there. Is
So
Chick-fil-A still there?
of course Chick-fil-A is still there.
Okay, good.
So there's a steak and shake. There is a Which Cafe Busteau is still there. Cordoba is still there. Um, and then they have like tiers. They redid the entire thing. Like it was crazy. And then towards the back of campus near Towers, there used to be that sushi place.
Yep.
Yeah,
Kyoto.
that's gone. And they replaced that with Gringos Locos.
Oh, I
So
could see that. Big Orlando
yeah,
taco.
there's a Gringos Locos there. I hope y'all learn to put seasoning on the food, because the last time I went there was no seasoning on that, and I was just dumbfounded. I
Oh
needed to
no.
bring some seasoning salt on my chicken. So, but I'm sure they have, grown. Um, but yeah, there's a gringo. There's so much crap there that is different, and so I went there because I used to go to College Optical, and I got lost. And I was like, where am I? And they were like, oh yeah, this is the new student union. They redid the library. It looks like it is completely different.
Wow.
When you won't recognize it, it's scary. There's still like the classic, there's still the breezeway, there's still the big
What
old
about the
lawn.
reflection pond?
Oh, of course, that's still there.
Did they update that?
They should. They should, but they didn't. I honestly feel like that reflection pond scares me. Did you ever jump into it?
I did.
You see, you're goaded, because I didn't. I didn't. I was too afraid.
You you got to turn around, fight the crowd, get back out.
Is that's terrible. If you're claustrophobic, you will hate that. That's one. But it's just like, I'm always, how are all these kids going to fit in this little behind pond? Like, how is that going to happen? It is different. And so I'm always like, always curious, like, what did like the people who graduated, not even like 10 years, but like a year? Like, it's so, I don't know. I guess for the better, but there's a part of me that's a little salty, because I'm
Mhm.
like, y'all could have done this when we were here.
Yeah.
I
They
don't
could have.
know. There's like two
They're always changing
Einsteins.
everything.
I know, it's so stupid. There's
Are
like
they
two
putting in
Einsteins.
that?
Like, go ahead.
Oh, are they putting in that lazy river?
Apparently, that flows through the middle of.
We missed that too, and that's going to be a bunch of sweaty athletes floating around.
But here's the thing: nobody except like, I'm sure you as an alumna could come back and float in that doggone river.
I still
Um,
have my student ID.
that's
So
true. I still have
I'll
mine
swipe
too.
it.
I don't. Ooh, that is true. That is true. That is.
Maybe there's football tickets still left on it.
Oh my gosh! Listen, that student ID got me through some hard times, because I don't know. You graduated in 2017, so you know how lit those football games used to be.
Yeah.
Even like the stadium, like I think they redid the stadium a little bit, and they're adding tiers. Now it still shakes.
I was gonna say it was a little unstable, but I feel like that was our bragging point was like, watch us bounce this place.
When we were playing Memphis, I was in the stands, and that was my first ever game. And I was like, death, death, going to die. Because that thing was moving. Like it
It's
was
just it's like the tallest bleacher.
yes, and it legit rocks. And we have the best, fans when it comes to packing that game. But I don't know, it's crazy. But I mean, there's still just so many like intricate delicacies, like walking onto the track. Like everybody uses the track now. It's so weird. Like I would see some of the best professional athletes in the world using the track, like Omar McLeod, gold medalist hurler, using the track and just even covering it. I don't know. I cannot wait. I really want your response and just to hear your thoughts when you go back on campus. The one thing you'll notice is that you won't be able to park. But even though I was told that they're building another parking garage or something like that, that like lets you walk like up to the student union or something insane.
I
I
don't know
don't
where they're
know.
gonna fit that.
That's what I'm saying. We still have, if you,
Underground now or what?
that would be dope. You just actually know that would not be dope, because that would be very scary. I don't know, but no. Where was like on campus though? Where was your go-to place?
To just go to eat. I
Just
feel
to
like I'm
chill.
all over the place.
That's okay.
I mean,
Same
I
here.
obviously spent the most amount of time at the track.
Of course, that was home. That
um,
was yes. I don't know.
I don't
That
know.
campus was so big that
Yeah. I never went to the library, the actual library on campus. I never went there. If
that's
I'm being
totally okay.
honest.
That's fine.
Um, I definitely went to the reflection pond after physics class with my teammate, and we just kind of we cried a little after class and like didn't talk because we were like, physics was so bad.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I didn't go to the library either, so I'm with you. There was only one library, and it was not on campus.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, gosh. Okay, so before we really get deep, because I'm afraid, like I'm gonna say something, and then UCF's gonna hit me up like, "Why did you say that?" We definitely do not have that, and I can
Same.
just say it's a suggestion. What are three things that people don't know about the legend that is Anne Marie Blaney?
Three things that people don't know about me.
Yes.
Uh, that's kind of hard. I feel like my automatic go-to is that I can ride the unicycle, but some people might know that.
Okay.
Um,
I saw that on Instagram, and I want to get back to that in a
yeah,
second.
I haven't ridden in a while, but I need to. Um, I guess I'm kind of, if people aren't around me, they wouldn't know that I'm a beekeeper, and I'm very much like a hobby enthusiast. So,
Okay. 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 I like
I know
that.
we already touched on the bees. You don't like them, so we can leave those in the past.
You can have them. I'll send them up to you if you want them.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Um, and what else? I guess I make pottery on the side, like coffee pour overs specifically, because
Ooh.
everybody has plenty of mugs, but no one really makes coffee out of a pour over. So it's just kind of like an individual way to make coffee.
Wow. I actually think it's pretty cool. I don't drink coffee, but I actually think that's really dope.
Yeah.
Um, so the unicycle. So when I was prepping for the show, I just happened to come across that picture
Mhm.
from way back when. And I didn't really know what to think because I was like, there's a part of me that's like, I'm watching this with high anxiety because I know I would bust my head open, trying to do that.
Yeah.
But where did that incredible skill to ride the unicycle come from? I don't want to say where did the love for riding the unicycle come from, but where did the skill set, at least, where did that come from?
My dad kind of persuaded slash bribed my sister and I to learn how in elementary school. And I don't think we really like understood. He offered us $100 each, which was like a big deal. I feel like in fifth grade. So we were like, yeah, like let's just do it. I mean, what else are you doing in fifth grade? And so we practiced basically for like 15 minutes a day, and then it just became almost like riding a bike. So like even though I haven't ridden the unicycle in maybe like a year, I could get on it right now and I would just like pick right back up on it. So it's kind of a skill you never forget. But yeah, everybody when they hear that, they're like, "Oh, like let me get on it," and it usually doesn't really go as they expected. It's not that easy. You can't just hop on and go until you have like that muscle memory.
I can't even walk straight, let alone like
I
like
know. I tried to ride it to class, but it's kind of an inefficient way to get around. I could almost walk as fast as you unicycle.
you
It's like in
cannot
between. Biking is way faster.
like at UCF or like where
Yeah.
you're currently taking. Okay, yeah, you're not doing that at that
Oh, I
campus.
couldn't get anywhere on a unicycle here. You have to drive.
Oh my gosh, you can't do that on that campus at UCF.
I
Um,
there was a guy,
wow.
but and then I watched how everyone react to how he did it going to class, and I was like, maybe not.
Yeah, we're gonna skip out on that. Y'all come on to the
Yeah,
track meet, but we're not gonna have that attention.
yeah,
Um, so the beekeeper thing, I actually think is really cool from the standpoint of bees are very important in our society, as you mentioned.
yeah.
But the natural honey from bees is a little different than that processed Winnie the Pooh nonsense that gets sold at Publix.
Mhm.
Where did you fall in love with the beekeeping game?
I actually didn't like take action on anything until I lived here. And then I saw somebody with a jersey that said buzz off. And so I was like, oh, why does it say buzz off? Like, that's not your last name. And so I kind of got that story out of this runner guy. And he was like, Oh, well, I have hives and you love bees, so like if you ever want to shadow me, you can. So I started shadowing him and a few other people, and I've just been doing it ever since. So this is like my fifth year doing it. So I've really only done it here in Michigan. But I love it. I don't know. It's just kind of like a fun pastime, and it's like nice to be outside and just like learning all the things that they can do because they're kind of mind blowing. So I could go on and on about bees.
I saw you made the video, and there's this, I don't know if you've seen her, there's this woman on Instagram, but she's a beekeeper. She's a very famous beekeeper, but she like does
Oh yeah.
manages the bees with her bare hands, which is insane to me. Are you to that level of beekeeping, or you
I'm
know?
almost to that level. I almost tried it actually like 2 weeks ago. And then I was like, I don't really, I mean, no one's in the mood to get stung. And the way she's doing it, they actually like they're not aggressive like you would think. So when she's like scooping them, they're kind of out of their element and they only care about like each other. So they're not there to sting. They would only, she's definitely getting stung. Let's just set that straight. But
Okay.
like if you scoop them lightly enough and you don't like squeeze them, then they won't sting you. Um, but I'm not to the point where I'm using like no protective gear. I'd rather not have like a surprise sting because you never know where they could sting you.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to shock you no matter what. But I do like to get stung like once or twice at the beginning of the bee season. So I'm like more prepared for when they get more aggressive in the summer when like they're protecting their honey. Because
Yeah.
that's all they
I
care about is their honey.
yeah, yeah. I've never heard somebody say I just love to get stung just early on so we can get this over with. So that's
I
um
do.
but that's interesting, but I actually understand the logic. Let's do it when, it's like waking somebody up, you know,
Yeah.
in the middle of a good nap. I get that. Do you think that's like a post running career? Like maybe a bee nursery if there's
Um,
such a thing?
I don't know. I definitely beekeeping is really not for someone who wants to make millions of dollars. They kind of actually dig you into a hole somehow. So it's just a hobby for me. Um, but I mean, I think I will always do it on the side because it's kind of a low maintenance hobby in a way. Once you build like your knowledge base, you're fine, but you really only have to check on them once every 2 weeks. So I was like,
Okay.
I can do that. Um, it's
Okay.
not like a dog or a cat that you have to constantly take care of.
Yeah, every 10 minutes or whatever the case might be. It does seem like you have a lot of interest outside of running when it comes to, going to school and beekeeping and pouring coffee at the pour thingy that you mentioned.
Oh yeah.
How do you balance all of that?
Um, I almost say I don't. I feel like I'm always doing something. I guess I don't really watch Netflix or TV, so that definitely frees up a lot of time. Um, I don't know, I just try and like mold my schedule around running first, but I always want to balance my life and not neglect any other things. Um, yeah, I just like knowing about a lot of different topics as well. So I just kind of do what I can, and I probably say yes to too many things. So I'll get overwhelmed, but I don't know. I guess I'm kind of used to it. I'm just like such a doer and like go, go, go. That if I don't make plans or don't have anything going on, I feel almost weird.
Yeah, it feels like you're
So,
unproductive in a sense.
yeah,
What are you
yeah.
in school for now?
I'm currently taking classes to be a cancer tumor registrar,
Oh
so
wow.
tracking cancer statistics, and kind of, monitoring what cancers are prevalent right now versus not, and maybe like where those funds should go, and hopefully bridge my master's of healthcare informatics with tracking cancer statistics. So.
Is there something in particular you want to do with that? Because that sounds really cool.
I mean, just work for a state registry would be awesome.
Hmm.
Because everybody's required to submit cancer statistics and any hospital, I don't know,
Okay.
work from home would be nice as well.
Very nice. Sky's the
So,
limit. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
it's an
That
option. It's an option.
it's an option. It has to be a good option.
But
So that is really cool. Another thing that's cool is your love for fried chicken. So I got to go back to 2020 when we
Mhm.
had the fried chicken sandwich debate. Um, and then I have a chicken tender question. Then we're gonna save the nuggets and the wings for the wings and nuggets show.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, who had the best or who has the best fried chicken sandwich? Give me your top five. Give me a top five.
Even if you, does it have to be like chains?
No, your mama could have made it. It don't matter.
Well, yeah. My mom never made me fried chicken. I had to get it somewhere else.
Okay, well,
But I wish, but I know where to sniff it out. So I guess I would rank like number one would be Bunkhouse Burgers, which is just north of where I live. Number two would be another local one actually, 30 minutes south of me called Owl.
okay.
Um, I think I would put Popeyes on the list. That's pretty good, gotta throw in one of those guys. Those would be my top three.
You know who actually had a good chicken sandwich that I was just shocked that it slapped the way it did?
Where?
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Really?
It
I
was
would put them on there.
it was really, really freaking good. I was like, yo, because to me, KFC kind of went sideways when they started trying to sell grilled chicken.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm all with the local. Like my number one is my mother's. My number two,
I need to try that.
listen, she put her foot in some chicken a few weeks ago that I was crying. I was so excited. That chicken was so doggone
I need
good.
to try this so I can add it to my list.
Listen, it was serious. I'm telling you, I almost had to give my life to the Lord again. Um, but that Popeyes and KFC, those are my top three. But you said you don't consider Chick-fil-A having a chicken sandwich though. Like, what do you consider them then? Like their chicken sandwich, a
They
chicken
do.
sandwich.
They do. I think it's pretty good, but I just feel like Chick-fil-A's chicken is different. Like the breading is different. Like there's nobody else who can compare. Like KFC and Popeyes to me, they're similar, but
Okay.
I don't know. Chick-fil-A is just different.
I get that. The thing is, that's fair. PDQ actually has a really good sandwich. I don't know if you guys have that up there. Um,
We do not.
okay, well,
Definitely a
there's
Florida thing.
it's definitely a Florida thing. What makes a good piece of fried chicken, whether it's in the sandwich form or anything else?
I feel like dark meat helps. The type of
Okay.
breading and it has to have seasoning. There's like a certain crisp to it. I feel like that puts in a different category for me.
I agree with that. If you don't season your food,
Yeah.
I gotta be careful how I say this. If you do not season your food, you just let me just not say what let me not finish that statement. Season your food, everybody. Season, invest in yourself. And
Yeah.
please, even if it's just salt and pepper, put it on the chicken.
Oh
Put
yeah.
it on your toe. Put it on. Please put it on. Because lack of flavor is a crime. That's just the
Mhm.
way it is. What about Publix?
They don't have chicken sandwiches, do they?
They actually have a Nashville chicken sandwich now. The hot chicken sandwich they have it now. But I just meant their chicken in general.
Oh, I feel like no matter what, Publix chicken tenders and their wings are definitely high up on my list. I don't know if it's because I grew up eating them or what, but I think they have like an unfair advantage over everybody else. Kind of like the pub subs. Like people don't know about them,
No.
but I want to recommend them, but I don't know if people didn't grow up eating them, like maybe they won't like it, but yeah.
This is almost crazy what I'm about to say. I can't eat their wings anymore.
Why?
They made me throw up the last time I had them. I don't know what
You
it
probably have food
was.
poisoning.
Then that's really bad. So
Now
what
it's
was
ruined.
so
Now
what
it's
was I
ruined.
okay, but if I got food poisoning from eating Publix chicken wings, were they serving me like hen wings or like rooster wings? Because that was I got
Salmon
so
wings.
ooh, no, no, let's not do that.
Yeah, no.
Oh man, like I got so sick. I can't even look at them now. Not because they're almost $20 for an entire box,
That does
but
hurt.
yeah, that does hurt. They were $18.99 for years, and now they're $15.99 or $16.99. But it's like that. I don't know. I don't know what it is that almost made me throw up. The pub subs, the chicken tender subs specifically. So I actually had to revert to getting a chicken tender wrap
Mm.
because the bread is not what it used to be.
I'm just gonna confess I've never had a pub sub before.
What?
I'm kind of a picky eater, so I just eat basically chicken.
There are very few times on this show where I'm rendered speechless or I just don't know what to say.
I
This
feel
is,
like we've only talked about chicken.
but it's like, how? Like, you just don't. I mean,
When you said body built by chicken, me too.
I mean, but you fall. Well, okay. I can't get mad at that. I cannot get mad at that. I just like have you that's just such a Florida thing. Like if you're from Florida, you just have that. You're from
Yeah.
like have you been to Lake Eola? Like
Oh yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
I was just I can't get mad at that because they have well nothing that I say is gonna beat you not having the sub. So I was gonna say they kind of gone downhill. But now that you give your take on being a picky chicken eater,
Mhm.
I feel like there was peer pressure to eat that sub. It was really good. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
But I don't like my food touching. My chicken need to be resting in heavenly peace. Um and then everything else, mixing. So I don't know. But one incentive I always tell people, like, if you come to Orlando and everybody, like people in the marathon who are running in 2024, it's like, I tell them because I mean it's known that the start and finish is at Lake Eola this year,
Mhm.
which honestly I feel like you have such a great advantage
Yeah.
going in, and I'll talk to that in a second. But there's a Publix right next to the finish line on Central.
Should I go there after?
I think so. Like, but
I'll
just
meet you
don't
there.
listen. I will do a live show right there. Well, this is the God's honest truth. The plan was to go there and get that value meal with all the chicken in there with the dark meat and stuff like that. That way I'm fueled up for all 26 miles.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the plan. So, I mean, if you see me at the finish line, whenever you cross, just come over to the Lactic Acid or the media tent and I can hook you up with a drumstick or something like that.
Oh, perfect.
So that's what we'll do. But it's like, that is more incentives. The Publix being right there and those evil geese um, that are at Lake Eola are just the incentive to run faster.
Yeah.
And the swans because they don't like people. They are allergic to people, and they will. If you are struggling, if that lactic acid has kicked in, just let one of them geese see you, and I promise you, you will run faster than Usain Bolt that last
Yeah.
stretch of the race. That is a fact.
Yeah.
But and I guess that is a good transition. So you qualified for this marathon, man, And I feel like you have such an, like you and Jenny Simpson, because you know the area so much. It's just this cool advantage that you have, because you're going to know the course. You're going to know how to run in heat and humidity because you did it at UCF. But have you thought about the possibility that Anne Marie Blaney will cross the finish line of the 2024 Olympic Marathon Trials in Orlando and will be one of the top 3 finishers and will go to Tokyo on that team? I'm sorry, to Paris. Be a part of that team. Yes, same. My bad, Tokyo and Paris. My bad. But you will be on that team. Like the home girl dominated the course, pulls off the upset, makes the team in her home city.
Of course, I feel like every athlete like pictures it, and I feel like a couple people, were a little bit upset that it was, in Orlando. It was going to be in Orlando. But for me, I was like, that is so exciting because will have that home field. It'll be family and college there. UCF is one of the biggest universities ever. So if there's even just a few Knight fans out there that were either around when I was running or not, like it's just going to be so great to see like all of the connections there. And I think I would be speechless. I don't think I would know what to do once I cross the line, especially doing it in Orlando. I just think it would be, I don't know, just insane.
I think I think it's more than a couple people aren't thrilled that it's in Orlando, but I mean, there's good things. It's a very flat course.
Right. It'll be hot,
flat. But it'll be
hot marathon.
That's so true. And I was thinking about that. I'm gonna be out there in sweats and gear, and like all you runners are gonna be it's gonna be 65 degrees. I'm gonna be dying, and you guys are just gonna be, well, if it's 65, then that's really good. So we're just praying for the best weather wise.
55 would be ideal, but I'm not banking on it.
They're not, but here's the thing. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, and you're ready. So that's just the way it is.
That's exactly what my college coach said all the time at UCF. Coach Gray.
Okay.
Yeah. He's like,
listen,
you got to stay ready.
Listen, when Johnny Gray tell you to stay ready, you better stay ready. That's just the way it is. American record holder, former American record holder in the 800. God, you guys had some like crazy good coaches out there. Coach Gray, now Coach Boone. It's out there. I want to ask you 2 more questions, then we're going to do rapid fire, then we're going to get on out of here.
Sure.
What brings you joy when you run?
I think I just purely love the sport and the connections I have with all these different people. I feel like I'm a part of a community that spreads all over the US, depending on like, who follows my career, if I follow their career. We travel all around and compete, and our paths cross, and they never would have any other time. So yeah, I just feel like having this like worldly support is very unique and something I definitely cherish as an athlete. So yeah.
And then my last question to you is, how do you, I talk about what brings you joy, but what encourages you, and what message would you want to give to someone who's kind of in your same shoes, following, on a similar path as you, especially with your experience and everything you've gone through and what you continue to accomplish? Because like you said, every year from UCF to this conversation, the stock has continued to rise because you continue to improve every day, and you've been on this incredible progression to greatness and what you will achieve in the future.
Yeah, there's just there's always something to get excited about or be successful in. It doesn't matter if you're running professionally or not. I just have always had this gut feeling that I was going to run something great, and I don't feel like my career is even close to being over. Um, so that's kind of what keeps me going. And I never put my life on hold for running either. I always try and balance it and do what makes me happy, which is, sometimes not always best for every athlete, but I guess I just have this belief that like I can do it all, career wise, social wise, and running wise, that I don't know, like the happier I am, I feel like the faster I run. And I feel like my results kind of show that. Um, I'm always swinging and never missing. And I feel like I really haven't hit it out of the park yet. So I guess that's what keeps me going, because I'm waiting for, or not necessarily waiting, but I'm working towards the day that I hit it out of the park and kind of, I think, shock people. So
You have this Brooks Glycerin GTS energy that I feel like needs to be given to like everybody that I am just totally with. That is
I
some
wish I could.
that's some GTS. That's that guide rail kind of energy that we are all
Oh,
here
yeah.
for. So you have survived the interrogation process. Now we have moved on to the even harder stuff. This is called down the home stretch. I'm going to ask you a few rapid fire questions. I want you to answer them to the best of your ability. If you don't answer them to the best of your ability, I really don't care. It's all good. All love, all peace, love, chicken grease.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I think so.
If there was a food that you could live with and a food that you could live without for the rest of your life, what would they be?
Oh, I mean, we're just gonna say fried chicken one more time.
Of
And
course.
I could definitely do without bananas.
Okay. What did the banana family do on your behalf that offended you?
I just hate everything about them. The
Okay.
smell, the texture, the sound of people eating them. It's just, they're all bad.
Gosh. Okay.
Speechless
Uh
again.
no, it's just like
It's the
you
most
did.
anti-runner thing ever, but yeah,
I just think
can't do
it's
banana.
funny. I'm like Dole, the banana companies or whatever. What is that starts with the C? It's like they owe you some money or something like that, for the pain and suffering that they've endured. I give you
Yeah.
2 pieces of fried chicken. What are 3 sides that you want with it?
Uh, Usually when I have that option, I do French fries, and mac and cheese.
So it okay. So does that place up in Michigan do double fries and macaroni and cheese?
Yeah, sometimes places will do like regular fries, and then I'll get sweet potato fries, and then I'll get mac and cheese.
Okay. I'm not mad at that, especially because I do fries with my chicken too. We just do coleslaw and fries and something else. So let me ask you this: what is the best kind of French fry? That's part A. Who sells the best French fries? That's part B.
I would have to say curly seasoned fries. Is that a
Okay.
thing?
Yeah, that's a big
Um,
name.
I feel like I feel like I'll do a grocery store fries so that everyone can go out and buy them, but Alexia fries, they're in the frozen section. They
Okay.
have seasoned waffle fries and they are
Ooh,
amazing.
okay. Let's move on. I like that. I'm gonna check that out. Did you ever respond charge on when somebody said go Knights?
Oh, of course. I feel like I do it every time I go to Florida. If I see a Knights shirt, I don't see them as often here, but if I'm traveling anywhere I go, yeah, for sure.
Gotta rep. It's so funny. Like when I first did orientation and they taught us that, and I think part of it was because we were 0-16 the year before.
You just
Like
have to laugh.
it's just like
I
that's so
laugh when
bad.
I say it.
And so people would be in the store and I'm like, okay, I'll try it. Go Nikes. And they would just just kind of look at me and just like walk away. And they're like, yeah, go Nikes. And I was like, I thought you it's charge on.
As a whole, we're all working on it.
We're working on it now. I see everybody go Nikes, charge on, hashtag GKCO. So that's how we're
Yeah.
rocking on here.
And I always
Drink
bring up our national championship
that.
because why
Oh,
not stir the pot?
2017. Think of how elite UCF is. We beat Auburn in for the national championship in 2017,
Nobody
and then
understands.
no, and then we go hire their coach to be our head coach.
Yeah,
Think about it. We
we
whoop
we
you.
do stuff like that.
We do stuff like that. That is us. That's
That's
why
just how we
that
roll.
banner. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. The only thing I wish they gave us for the fans, some rings for the things that we endured. Players got championship rings. I wanted a ring too. All right.
Yeah.
A few more questions. If there was a place that you could take a vacation, dream vacation spot, where are you going?
Uh, I think I want to go to Portugal.
Okay. That sounds cool. Dream artist to see in concert.
That's a hard one. Right now, I feel like I already saw Quinn XCI. I don't know if you know who he is. You don't look like you do.
We're looking up as we speak. What genre of music?
Um, I don't even
Quinn
know.
XCI.
I don't even know what his would be considered.
So he's from Michigan.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, so
Michigan.
just like EDM,
Uh,
pop.
yeah, I guess I
Uh,
would. EDM is very distinct. I feel like that is
okay.
like you're just, you know,
You, okay. You crazy. Well, not
different
crazy,
vibe,
but
different vibes.
did way different vibes. Okay, I got that. Taylor Swift song that relates to you the most.
Relates to me the most. I don't know. I feel like in the winter, I thought snow on the beach was kind of cool.
Okay.
It's a
Oh,
weird concept for Florida. It just, didn't make sense. So I kind of wanted to go to like Lake Michigan where there's snow, but it's also looks like the ocean and play that song over it.
listen, I'm not mad at that. I mean, that's actually a good vibe. All right, just a
It's
couple
weird, but
more.
it's pretty.
It is. It's very, very pretty. Couple more questions. What is the biggest fear that you have when it comes to animals? So, for example, we talk about Florida man. I always give this
Yeah.
example. In a hurricane, I saw a video of it. Fellow alumni posted there was an alligator swimming in the flooding water. So I'm always curious. Like some
Yeah.
people fear cats. What's yours?
Uh, I guess I just fear like black widows or spiders of the equivalent, which Florida has a ton of that I
Oh my
could
gosh.
like die from. But gators, I'm not really afraid of them.
They're kind of like if you don't mess with them, they're not gonna mess with you.
Yeah, like
Uh,
I don't mind being like 5 feet away from them. I don't know. I feel like you just got to read them right, but usually they're afraid of you. So
mhm. I sat on the back of an alligator once
at
at
Gatorland,
Gator. The girl I went to school with owns the place, and they're like, "Sit on the back of this alligator," and I could tell
oh
this.
wow,
And I was like, "There's not enough tape," and they're like, "Hold it," and I was like dying because I'm like, "There's not
we
enough
just
tape
went
there."
there in February and we watched them do that. My team
Re-
went.
Why did you do it?
No, I don't know. They had already like picked some other kid to go down,
Oh,
but I would have.
that's
That'd have been the ultimate.
listen. I was scared because I was like, this dude, this is just gonna pop open this tape and that's it. He's gonna snap and I'm
I don't
gone.
think they can. I don't think they can.
Oh, okay, never mind. So I was brave. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I'm with it. If you had the ability to run any other event than the ones that you do now, what event would you run?
Mm, I feel like I would do the 400.
Oh, just more lactic acid. Okay.
Yeah, it's,
Uh,
sprint, but also a little bit longer. But I can't imagine my race being under a minute long. So that concept is intriguing to me.
oh gosh, it saves you so much time. Gone are the
Yeah,
2 hour
1 minute.
ride.
I'm like, come on, I have to run 2.5 hours in pain.
Oh my gosh, you'd be done in 50 seconds. I'm with that. All right, three more questions. What is the last movie that made you cry?
Mm, I don't even know because, like I said, I don't really watch a ton of TV.
That's true.
and I watched something like Guardians of the Galaxy, but I didn't cry because I didn't know what was going on.
Usually people say like dog movies.
Yeah, I haven't seen a majority of movies
Okay.
either.
Hmm.
So we might as well go to the next question.
Okay, so I'm gonna switch that question. I'm gonna switch that question. If you could have dinner with anybody who's living, who would you have dinner with?
Probably Kristen Wiig
Kristen
from
Wiig.
Bridesmaid or SNL.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like they'd be
I
best friends.
She's hilarious. What was her best SNL character in your opinion? Mine, she killed Target Lady.
um, that's a hard one. I don't know. I feel like I didn't watch SNL. It was Bridesmaids that turned me on to her. And then I had to rewatch old SNLs, but I feel like she kills it every time.
Oh, for sure. She's like one of the most consistent comedians when it comes to SNL.
Yeah.
So I like that answer. Someone else actually gave that answer
Or
back
Kate
in the day.
McKinnon.
Oh yeah, she does so well. There's a
Brilliant.
nice cast and crew, so like Keenan Thompson, Kate McKinnon.
Yeah,
Um,
he's awesome too.
that would be awesome. I don't know. That would be so much fun. Would you ever host SNL?
I think I would like to, but they would definitely have to, give me some training and stuff on what they do because I can't say acting is my number one thing.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But
Last two.
I couldn't say no. So,
Listen, say yes, and if they give you attitude, stick those beads on them.
oh yeah.
So, last two questions. Why does kindness matter to you?
Because I feel like everybody's probably going through something. Everybody's got something going on, and it's might as well be nice to them and not take everything so seriously.
I like that. Last question. What kindness has running brought to you?
Um, I feel like it's just taught me to take care of, like, be kind to my body. And I definitely eat way healthier and have tried more foods because of it and to be healthier. And it's also put me in a lot of different situations or moments where I'm with people that I probably wouldn't normally pick out. Um, and just kind of like learning like what makes them tick and what they enjoy, and to just like have an open mind about their likes and dislikes, even if it's very different than what I like. So I feel like everyone deserves, a kind word as well.
Anne Marie, you have killed it. You survived down the home stretch.
Ooh,
Appreciate the honest answers. Dominated. That's what we Knights do. Go Knights.
charge on.
There we go. That's how we
Haven't done
do.
that in a
That's
while.
haven't done that in a while either. So I was like, okay, I wonder if I say this. I was thinking about this. Like, I wonder if I say this, is it going to stick the punchline? Will she get it? She got it. That's what us Knights do. Anne Marie, can you tell the people where they can follow your journey and give you some support as you get ready to dominate the competition?
Yeah, so I mostly just use Instagram. It's at Blaney dot or not dot com. Oh my gosh, not a website, but um, sorry about that noise.
All good.
But yeah, Blaney.
The power of
So
edit. Yeah, the power of editing. So for those who
yeah,
didn't hear that, Anne Blaney. That's where you can follow her journey. So you can see where she's gonna be. You're gonna see where she's gonna win. And guess what? She's a part of Night Nation. That makes her goated. Even more so, she's my soul sister when it comes to fried chicken. Never thought I would see the day,
yeah.
but I am totally pumped about that. Thank you for joining the show, and we will catch you next
Thank
time.
you.